You're tuned in to Steve Megatron on Altered Geek.
Hello and welcome to Altered Geek. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and in this episode with me is...
Dave, Joe, and Mike.
Hello, welcome back from the Great West.
Yes.
The Great Deep West.
I will not be going yet west, young man.
From the Great Adam West.
Oh, hell no. No.
Were you in Mayor West's town?
No, not at all. Yeah, I don't think Adam West lived in Hemet, California. I was a little north of San Diego, but a hell of a lot south of LA. So it's kind of like in the middle there. And being out there, it was great. It was fun. I had fun with my friends, Doug and Alicia. The rest of it, it's
a blur.
Yeah, man. John.
It didn't happen. It's not in continuity.
Yeah, John Machida Jr. basically, sped past me multiple times, taking me into a completely alternate timeline. But no, it was fun out there. It was an interesting thing. It was interesting actually finally getting to see part of California, because we all see California on, TV and movies, and that's the polish, the glitz and glam of California, and but the real thing is not actually that half bad. I normally don't eat Mexican food because I'm just...
You had carne asada fries.
Yes.
I saw Doug gloating about it. I got Blanchard to try something.
Yeah. Well, see, okay, so any kind of food that is not your basic burger, basic hot dog, basic, pizza, whatever, any kind of food that has more spices than I care to think about, that's what I think of when I think of Mexican food. It's burn your ass hot, spicy kind of food. And I was really, really reluctant, but the carne asada fries, basically what it is, folks, is it's French fries with real carne asada steak, not dog food from Taco Bell. And it's got guac and sour cream mixed in, and it's just this giant plate of awesomeness. I had that. I had In-N-Out Burger. After eating In-N-Out Burger, I will never eat at McDonald's for lunch ever again. In-N-Out Burger is the best, basic, simplest burger you could ever have. But yeah, no, California was, fun for the most part. And yeah, I don't think I'll be traveling again for another 18 years of my life. So there's that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So how was your Christmas vacation?
It wasn't like the movie. No, I mean, it was pretty decent. I mean, we went and visited houses. We went and saw family. We had, just a lot of stuff running around doing as a family. And then kids got a decent chunk of toys. We kind of didn't really do gifts for each other. Mm-hmm. Mary and I, because she got a blender that's like expensive. She got it like heavily discounted because of the Christmas time, and
right,
with massive coupons, and just because she's this like extremely difficult
to buy for.
Well, it's not even to buy for. It's the fact that she's a very price conscious shopper. Mm-hmm. So she kind of pays attention to what she's getting. Mm-hmm. So in that regard, it wasn't really that bad, in a sense. So yeah, then I traded in a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And got I got myself.
You got a cat.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not get myself a cat. I got myself a no. She sat on my headphone because these new headphones have the volume thing on the cord instead of on the headset, like my old pair, which I miss. She sits on it all the time while I'm listening to stuff for work, so it does this. But we traded in a bunch of our DVDs and our Nintendo Wii, and I bought myself that 27-inch monitor. So I like it. I also have my 21-inch next to it, which is, again, it's a flat panel, but it's like a Sony. It's a high-end Sony, but it's still squared. It's not rectangular. And my rectangular one, the 27-inch, is an Asus, and it plugs in HDMI. And it's got this little speaker bar at the bottom, and the black around the edges is like so thin that if I were to get a second screen of the same kind, it would be like almost, I could almost put them side by side. It would look like very transitional.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if I had the second one so that I could do it with gaming. Because then I could have some really surround visuals.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of settings on this monitor, and I really like it. It's got like a reading mode, a dark mode, a theater mode, standard mode, a scenery mode, gaming mode. So I turn it on gaming when I'm going to play. And the first time I played Battlefield 1 with this thing, I was like, I had to take 10 steps back because like I was blinded with the amount of like stuff in my face. And then I got yelled at over my phone because I was talking way too loud because I had my microphone sitting on my desk and I'm sitting like 3 feet away from my desk.
Wow.
Playing my game because like the screen was so vivid. I will tell you my sniping game has gotten a lot better.
That's good.
Because I can see the people now. I can see because like there's like a little flashlight effect when people are like zooming in. So that's how people are usually destroying me. So I've been doing pretty decent with that, but I'm pretty proud of my no scopes, but just the zoom click fire. There's just no timing on it. But so yeah, I did that, and then yeah, just kind of I got a little bit of a side gig and been working on that and been working on my job, and school just started up. Not thrilled about that. Last semester, thankfully, but it's going to be a lot of projects. Thankfully, I already have ideas for what I'm going to do when we actually have to physically go out into the world with cameras and interview people.
Right.
For our projects in class, because I have plenty of people I know that work for a variety of businesses or even people at my church.
Yeah.
So that will make my job a lot easier in trying to find somebody to interview. Because that's one thing I am terrified about. It's going and talking to strangers. People I don't know. I don't do well with that.
Yeah, well, it's like, with us with the podcasting, we always would have to test, have a, just a 20, 30-minute conversation with people before we start bringing them on to host. I mean...
Well, that's an entirely different beast.
Well, no,
I can talk to somebody I've never seen in real life. Like, I'm on Skype.
Yeah.
But when it comes to meeting somebody in real life,
yeah,
I am extremely, like, introverted. I do not talk well. I put on a front the best I can. Like today, in class, we had to stand in front of everybody and we had to interview. And it was kind of a novel way that my teacher did this. He gave everybody playing cards, like
like the Joker,
King,
yeah,
Jack, Ace, Joker, but he only gave 2 of each kind out so that you were intentionally paired with one person. And he gave me one, and then the other guy got one, and then so we had to interview each other with questions that were on the board and had to write it down, and then we had to present it in front of the class. I did okay with it because 1, he went first with me, and then 2, one, last week because I got baptized, I didn't realize I had to say a speech in front of everybody. Beforehand, and of course, Mary can talk for hours in front of everybody. Doesn't bother her in the slightest. Myself, there was like, I don't know, 50 people in there. And granted, I know everybody that was there, but it's standing in front of people.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
daunting.
so I've got this method that I've discovered through my classes is I look at the wall. I look past everyone. And then I just kind of glance at different corners of the wall, so it looks like I'm looking at people.
Yep.
Um, which helped me immensely during the process. But I did it again today. But at the same time, I could kind of stare because there was only 12 people in the class, and I really didn't care. Um, so I did it fine today. But the aspect of talking to somebody, I think that's partially why I don't enjoy conventions as much as I thought I would.
Right.
Is because I feel awkward walking up to somebody and being like, "Hey, can I interview you? Hey, can I get a picture with you? Can I blah 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 blah?" Because like I'm not that outgoing.
Yeah.
Like if I had somebody that was outgoing with me and was like, approached it and said it, then I would be fine.
Yeah.
But it's when you're flying solo, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So like I have no intention of going to any conventions this year.
See, if I was up there, like if I was up there on vacation visiting you guys, oh boy, we could so go to conventions because I'd be like, dude, it's Rob Paulson. Let's go talk to him. You know,
Like Rob Paulson, I think I'd have no issue with.
Yeah.
Like when it was Jason Marsden,
yeah,
I felt extremely comfortable around the dude. Granted, I've never talked to him on the network.
yeah,
We should get him back at some
yeah.
point.
We
But
gotta.
like,
I gotta shoot Jason on some.
and I'd be interested in diving in on that too.
Absolutely.
But it was great talking to him at the convention that I went to last year, and the other guys, it was a little awkward and a little weird. I got yelled at for talking to Fry, voice of Fry. Can't
That
remember
would
his
be
name.
Billy West.
Yeah, Billy West. I got in trouble for recording and taking a picture of Billy West.
Yeah, you're not.
By the convention person at the convention, which it could have been something that was stipulated before. I don't know, but like
Right.
I did it to the original voice of Alpha 5 too, so um, I didn't feel all that bad. They're just like, you can't do that, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I just stopped. But yeah, so that was about the only time I was a little bit outgoing, and I talked to people that I was in the line with for like 3 hours, but other than that, like I'm not. So don't know where I got on that conversation. But, so yeah, I mean that's just kind of a lot of what's been going on. But so yeah, this is the second episode to be released solely exclusively on AlteredGeek.com.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
AlteredGeek.com needs some major improvements when it comes to text.
Yeah, I
Sorry, I have
realized
to.
cornhole.
Hey,
Um,
you bust my balls on so many other things. I figure I can bust your balls on the fact that I can't read anything on the website.
I'll fix it at some point. I'll leave it like that just to irritate you.
I'm sure you will.
So yeah, the one of the questions that was brought up, Brad Mull commented, new site, new look, new feel. Is it a new year? Funny, first up, he says, I got a Slurpee ad, which would probably be Blog Talk Radio because that's where the files are hosted.
Yep.
And I've been purposely. What's that?
Blog Talk rules.
Yep. And thankfully, you got to listen to an ad or two during the episode on their thing, but it at the same time helps me out by having the ad play. It also helps me having the episode directly linked to their file rather than on the server because I get a more accurate read on who's downloading the file or watching or listening or whatever.
Right.
So that's kind of why it's that. But he said he finds one of the topics interesting that I talked about on the last episode of Netflix removing some of Mary's favorite shows. He says, a few weeks ago you discussed selling DVDs and only having online content. While the idea on paper sounds good, in reality it has issues. First up, it's always assumed the internet will be there to stream. He says, now I don't want to sound like a doomsday prepped person or anything like that, but small things like a blackout, network outage, or hardware failure can leave you high and dry without the ability to stream films and shows. He says, I recently lost power for 3 days, and he says, oh, how much we rely on that Wi-Fi signal. He says, so he's building a digital media collection. He says he always wants a hard copy of that media on hand if ever needed. He's not 100% on how the new Netflix feature works where you can download a movie to watch later. He says, but I bet there's an expiry period on anything downloaded. He says, being in Australia, I won't see that feature for another 3 years. The whole digital versus physical media discussion is endless, but it's interesting to look at both sides and see the pros and cons. To which I have to agree. The Netflix thing, I believe, I'm not 100% sure on how it works with that, but I know that you get to download episodes of TV shows and movies to watch later at a given point. But it's only on specific shows and movies.
Right. Yeah.
It's not everything that's in their library. It's only specific shows. And I want to say that it might be just Netflix exclusive stuff. I don't know that for certain, though. I haven't seen the download option, though, on a lot of stuff. So and I might pull that up on my phone just to see if I have it still installed. If it gives me that option on anything. But like for me, I like having physical copies of my stuff. Same token, I don't really want the physical copy because how often do I actually watch them?
Yeah. That was my biggest thing, 2008, 2009, when we first started podcasting almost, 9, 10 years ago now or more, or a little bit less, but whatever. I had, and I've got pictures of this. I might actually have you throw one of these pictures in the post. I had a whole wall of TV shows on DVD, movies, everything else. I would go to that wall and I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Oh, I haven't seen that in a while, but I'm not in the mood, And it's like, why do I have these? Like, seriously, why do I have them? Other than they look nice on the shelf. Really quickly, I did Google, and I am on Netflix's website, downloading TV shows and movies on Netflix. You can download select TV shows and movies to watch without an internet connection from the Netflix app on your iOS or Android device. To download the titles from Netflix on your mobile device, you will need either iOS 8.0 or later, Android 4.4.2 or later, an internet connection, the latest version of the Netflix iOS or Android app. Downloading and streaming consumes similar amounts of data. If you are concerned about mobile data usage, we suggest downloading while connected to Wi-Fi. See our help center for more information on data usage.
So I am trying this out right now. I did do a physical search on my Netflix app. Some of the Netflix related shows you cannot do. It's the other ones.
Right.
And certain movies will let you and certain ones will not. For instance, I tried Captain America Civil War. Will not let you. But I tried Ratchet and Clank and it will.
Okay.
I tried The Flash and it will let you download that. But I tried Fuller House and it will not let you do that. So I mean, like, I think it's like give or take, like what it will let you do.
It's probably similar to their, like, hey, this month these are leaving, and this month these are being added. So it's probably going to change up.
And there is a My Downloads folder on the thing, but it does download the full whatever it is. I'm sure there's a way, and just for curiosity's sake, not for like bootlegging's sake, I just want to see if I can actually pull it off the file off the device, just to see if it's possible or if it's like an encoded file.
Right. Yeah.
So I may try that just to see how that looks, because I gotta imagine they're gonna have some kind of a security system built into the file that either kills it if it leaves the device or I'm sure there's something.
Yeah.
To the file. I'm curious what it is. It might even be a file format that's exclusive to the app. So I'll check that out at a later date. But for me, like I went through, and this was another issue, like I said, I was having with my physical media. I had certain shows I was not really ready to partake with. But at the same token, I really couldn't hold on to them anymore. Because when I sold my comics again, it's killed. This is the second time I've had to do it, but I I saved a certain amount of them. Well, they wouldn't fit in the tote if I didn't get rid of some more DVDs, and so I got rid of ones I already had on digital, or some of them that I had on digital, or ones that I haven't looked at. Now, granted, I've bought some that I've watched them once since I bought them, but I remember them in like so vividly that there's not even a point me popping the disc in.
Right.
I mean, I enjoy them. Like I sold my Ace Ventura discs because I remember the movies vividly, but I also have them digitally.
Right.
But I sold the Three Amigos, which I don't have digitally, but I remember the movie. Granted, I may try and get that digitally at some point, because it's Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. Really funny movie. But
Oh yeah.
and then I sold a bunch of TV shows that I had that were cartoon. The only ones that I did not get rid of that were like TV show of animated series were Beast Wars, Beast Machines. Now, mind you, I kept the Shout Factory Beast Wars, the Rhino ones. I gave to my brother.
Right.
Because they were the same discs, but they took up 4 times the amount of space.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really need these. And the special bonus feature that's on the disc, I already have because of Predacon Empire. So,
well, you do know that the Shout Factory Beast Machine.
It's missing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't come with that. It's the specific scene I'm talking about. Is there's an animatic on the disc of Nemesis Part 1 or Part 2.
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where Primal or Optimal is putting this Megatron Spark back in Megatron.
Right.
And those are not on the disc. So, but there are other features that are on the disc of Shout Factory. So I wasn't really worried about losing those. Now, granted, I would rather have the Shout Factory release of Beast Machines compared to the Rhino ones that I have.
There, as far as quality, I would agree. But as far as features, there really is no difference between Beast Machines and between Rhino and Shout Factory because they ported over.
I just like the box.
Yeah.
It's box art.
Oh no, absolutely.
So the and then there's, of course I saved the animated movies of like G.I. Joe, Transformers, like Mask of the Phantasm, Return of the Joker. Like I've saved all my Batman Beyond, all my Batman the Animated Series, all of my Beware the Batman. I've pretty much sold like everything else. Like I got rid of TF Prime, I got rid of G1. Just because I can't watch them. Like, well, I mean, Prime is good, but G1, I may have kept Prime. G1 I know I got rid of because it puts me to sleep. The box art was great, but that was...
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's great in nostalgia's like hindsight, but I can't... I found a lot of shows that I've tried to go back and watch. I can't stomach them now.
With Transformers Generation 1, I can go back and watch certain episodes and just relive my childhood at this point.
Yeah, certain episodes.
Certain episodes I can definitely go back to. Is it something I can put on in the background while I'm doing something else? Yeah, sure. Is it something I can marathon watch and sit here for 98 half hours? Probably not. So, yeah.
Yeah. So... in any case, I get rid of a bunch of stuff. So I totally get it. I mean, I have a hard drive where I have stuff that I've owned that's now digital, and I'm still continuously adding to it. Like as I'm getting rid of some of my DVDs, like I'm just ripping them to digital so that I can put them on there. And then I'm just like pawning everything, and then the stuff the pawn shop won't take, or the DVD place, DVD video game, disc replay, um, won't take. I've been giving to family, so I've whittled down my 1,400 movie collection down to like 200.
Wow, that's dang, dude.
Well, I mean, because 90% of what was in there, we never watched.
Yeah.
Like it sat in there like we would watch the movie once every 3 years, and for that they'll appear on Netflix at some point.
Yep.
So, and then like I don't know if I mentioned it in the last episode. I touched on because Mary was frustrated with half her shows leaving. I decided to give Hulu a shot.
Right.
And yes, I realize you have Hulu. I just wanted to try it on my own.
Well, okay, so the interesting thing here, what I noticed when I came back from vacation...
There's nothing on it?
No. Ass. I can add profiles. So it's kind of like they finally caught up to Netflix with Hulu. Like, I can create you a profile under my account, and you can go in and you can add your own stuff. You can do whatever you want to without actually changing any of my stuff. So it's similar to the Netflix profiles, where Netflix allows you, I believe, let me look at this, including your main profile, it allows you up to 3 additional profiles, so 4 profiles in total, plus they have the kids profile on Netflix. So it's kind of the same thing with Hulu now, is they've added profiles. So that's absolutely not a problem for me. I can absolutely add you a profile so you can just go to town. So,
but yeah. So I mean, we tried that out.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, ad-free Hulu is 10 times better than ad Hulu. At 12, I don't mind paying the $12 a month for ad-free Hulu at all. I get so much enjoyment out of it. Instead of sitting here, how many ads is this block going to be? Oh, it's 6. Oh, it's 7. Oh, too many ads. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we tried it out, and there wasn't really much that we would watch that's on it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really find all that much. Sad but true.
Are you talking about movies?
And then we tried.
Are you talking about movies or TV shows?
Either one.
Really? Huh.
Well, we don't watch that many movies anymore.
Okay, but yeah, I agree. I'm not really paying for Hulu for movies. I'm paying for Hulu for TV shows, for next day TV show airings like The Simpsons, or, which I don't often watch that, but that's just one of the ones. Or, what's a TV show, recent TV show, like Impastor on TV Land, and Blind Spot on NBC. They just added the new Emerald City on NBC. So, yeah, I pretty much watch and pay for Hulu for the TV shows, not the movies. There's tons of TV shows on there that I'll watch.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of torn. Like, and then we tried Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
couldn't do that either. It was worse. And they were the worst part about them was they were stuck behind such a weird paywall.
Yeah.
It made it almost unbearable to deal with them, because you didn't know what what was free according to your plan, or what was going to cost you money.
Yeah.
Until you were clicking in it, and plus you can't really view anything until you have Amazon Prime paid for.
Yeah, I'm so not.
So,
like, the only time I've ever taken advantage of Amazon Prime is if every so often they'll offer me a free 30-day trial, and if I have extra money and I actually want to buy something and I want to get it here in 2 days, that's really the only thing I've ever taken advantage of when it comes to Amazon Prime, is the free 2-day shipping.
Yeah, so I just didn't care for it. It was crap. It's a crap. So yeah, I didn't care for it at all. So I canceled it too. So yeah, that was just A lot of fun. Um,
So what are these surprises you're gonna spring on me? These topics.
oh, that's the fun
Oh
part.
boy.
Oh, but think of the fun.
Yeah.
So obviously with the unfortunate passing of Carrie Fisher in December,
Mm-hmm.
um, we have that moral dilemma, I should say, of should they bring her back digitally in episode 9? Now, before you cut in, because I know there's a comment coming. I know it. I can see it seething underneath your skin. They did digitally bring her into Rogue One, which was okay because one, she was alive, and two, they basically took canned audio of her that was left over from A New Hope
Right.
and put it in there. So even though it looks awkward and she still doesn't look quite right um, in that visual in the movie compared to her A New Hope version, and there was the moral dilemma of Tarkin.
Yeah. There's always the moral dilemma of Tarkin.
So, and while I get he was kind of imperative to be there, and it wasn't really, I mean, it was still the family's estate to say so, which the fact that Robin Williams, when he passed away a couple years ago, had said that nobody could use his likeness or his audio or anything that's stuck in a, archive somewhere, um, tells you that he knew this was coming way back when. So, Disney and Lucasfilm has opted not to digitally recreate Carrie Fisher for Episode 9, which leaves them the moral dilemma or the dilemma of what they're going to do with her character, since in Episode 8 she has a very big role in the movie and was supposed to have another big role in Episode 9. So that kind of leaves them up a creek.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm glad they're not just, reusing or gonna digitally animate her or whatever. I think that's the smart way to go, not doing that. Uh, so there is that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of I don't want them to do it for one,
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't think that it's morally right.
Right.
But yeah, I hope they don't go this route. Like I know that they've been digitally altering people for a long time, and they did it even in the Hunger Games movies with what was his name? I'm horrible with names right now.
Gandalf or whatever.
No, Gandalf
I don't know.
was in those movies. Um, I'm looking the movies up because I can't remember. Well, he was a well-known actor, but he'd Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He died before the second movie could come out, and they had to digitally add him in to the second movie. But they didn't have very many like him speaking in that film barely at all because they didn't have any footage for those scenes.
Right.
So they had to digitally add him in. So like I mean I kind of find that there's been a lot of that questionable nature in Hollywood for quite some time now.
Mm-hmm.
But it just kind of begs to that moral dilemma of should they do it?
Yeah. Should they or shouldn't they? Normally, I would say they shouldn't, um, for the most part.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's okay. So, you take, and I know you're not that interested in this, but look at when Paul Walker died. He was halfway through filming of Fast and Furious 7 when he passed away, when he got killed in the car wreck or whatever it was. They brought his two younger brothers in to kind of fill out his scenes, and that's fine. If if you have that much, instead of scrapping the movie and you've got people that pretty much can double for the guy, sure, yeah, go ahead. And that was fine. But we don't need digital recreations. We don't need holograms. We don't need any of that kind of stuff. Now, if you like, if they want to do like a just a homage to Carrie Fisher at some point, help me Obi-Wan, you're my only hope kind of thing. Yeah, sure, use the old footage, but don't craft it to where it's trying to fool the audience into thinking that it's new footage when we all know she passed away.
Yeah. So like I kind of get it, but like I said, same token, it's that morally gray area.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Absolutely.
This one's a fun one though.
Uh-oh.
I found this. This came out January 9th. A fan-made Home Alone clips.
Oh no.
Did you see this?
No, I did not see this.
They add realistic digital blood and gore.
Oh no.
So it shows like after they gave it like it says, have you ever thought to yourself, man, I would love to do the Christopher Columbus Home Alone, or what would it have been like if Eli Roth or Quentin Tarantino directed it? And it's turning it from the PG rated family comedy to an R rated blood soaked gore fest.
Don't do that.
And it's actually quite hilarious. It shows things happening. Some of it you get to see visually, and then some of it you don't. Some of it's like off screen, and like they're like most of the scenes they're dead by the end of it.
That's just wrong.
So like, the bricks to the forehead, the metal pipes to the skull, and the shovels to the face.
I can see if they want to do that to like Home Alone 3 and 4, but the original, come on, guys.
They did it. It was funny, but so they have all the clips on this link, and I found it on Collider, but it says they've got 4 clips, and it's quite humorous. The beginning part, it sounds like they do the part of the music for this thing, and then they have the mom yell Kevin, because it says Home Alone with blood, and then when it says the blood splatters, that's when she says it. And then like there's the scenes where they're getting hit with everything, and they're pretty much.
This is not a gray area for me. Don't do this, people. This is a very black and white thing. No, just say no.
Just say no. I think it's hilarious. It's not morally right at all.
No, it's not.
It's funny. Oh, crikey. So yeah, I think it's funny, but we'll leave that there. So so there's rumors. Well, actually, not really rumors. It's kind of confirmed, but Black Flash and Return of Gorilla Grodd on the Flash.
Yep. Well, we knew Wally was going to be coming. I mean,
Well, also they're saying that Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's going to be back as Black Flash.
Okay, well that's fine. And we all knew that Gorilla Grodd was going to come. I mean, look, folks, the Flash has a very unique universe, but his universe is not wide-reaching. The Flash's Rogues Gallery, while very unique, interesting, and diverse, there's only a certain few many things you can do. I mean, for me right now with the Flash, when it comes to bringing villains back or seeing more of the different classic Flash villains, I can't wait to see if they do another Mirror Master episode. And the Flash to me has really just been firing on all cylinders, so I'm just excited for all the shows to come back, because they come back next week. Yay!
I know.
You know what the bitch of it is, though? Legends moved. You got Flash and Legends on the same damn night, 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Legends is on Tuesdays now after Flash.
Hey, I can live with that.
Yeah, I can too, but I'm just saying it's like, this superhero all week stuff is kind of.
And I think Arrow and Supergirl are on the same night.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Chain me to the wall.
Yeah. If this is torture, chain me to the wall. Yeah, I could have sworn that they. I don't know what they're doing with Supergirl. I thought they were gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of thing, but let's see, season 2, Medusa, Better Angels. Oh, that's the ratings. Supergirl lives January 23rd. That's Monday for Supergirl. So
She lives on the 23rd.
yes,
Where did she
and
go?
that's the Kevin Smith directed episode. Um, yeah, I think Supergirl is going to stay on Mondays, and I think Arrow is going to stay on Wednesdays. I don't know what CW is going to do for Thursday. Maybe that's no Legion is FX. That's the X-Men thing.
Well, did you hear that Black Lightning is going to be going to Fox?
Oh wow.
But it's not going to cross over with. But they did bring Constantine as a CW Seed series though, and it's digital, like kind of like the Vixen series,
Right.
animated. So they do have John Constantine on that.
Yeah, and
so.
plus he appeared on Arrow, so I'm sure he's
Yeah.
going to, cross over.
He may come back
Yeah,
at some point. We'll
It's
see.
not going to be his own series, but he, as a character, he can come back into the universe. I gotta say, Gotham is still like Arrow is like higher than Gotham for me now. Gotham is just
I'm almost ready to drop that again.
like I'm excited to see what they do with the Jerome thing because that was the latest episode, the episode that came back this week, January 11th, the Monday, January 11th episode, or last week, I should say, whenever the hell. The January 11th episode of Gotham was all right. It was interesting, but it wasn't interesting to me until the Jerome stuff started happening. Like the whole Cobblepot thing and the whole Falcone and what's her nuts Tompkins are gonna get revenge on Gordon for killing Mario. This is just a nighttime soap opera that should be on during the day at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what to think about it.
Yeah.
At this point, but I am looking forward to all the shows coming back though.
Absolutely.
Of Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends. I think I'm more excited about Legends only because I don't know what's going to happen as far as like Rip Hunter.
Yep.
And I haven't yet watched the trailer of when they're pulling him in.
Yeah. The one I posted on the GCR thing. Yeah.
So I haven't watched that yet.
That's the only reason why I knew it was moving. Was because I watched the damn trailer. It was like new night, new time, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, wait, what?
And then, of course, we have Mark Hamill reading Donald Trump quotes as the Joker.
Yes.
Which he started doing. He says, "But he writes such good lines."
Yeah.
And I get people are like a little cranky that he's doing.
You know what? Honestly, the guy is having fun with it. He's not getting political with it.
He's not politically bashing.
Yeah.
He's just reading the. I mean, he's not doing anything different than what Billy West did with Zap Brannigan.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like Mark is making a stance because he can't really make a stance as the voice of the Joker. He's just reading them in the Joker's voice, and it's stuff Trump has already said, and it's fine. It's hilarious. I absolutely enjoy it. I think it's funny as hell.
Well, like Trump said, and I'm not getting political.
No, yeah.
But Trump said this is the one that spurned the whole thing, though, is so. Donald Trump puts, Happy New Year to all, including my many enemies and those who have fought me and lost so badly that they don't know what to do. And then he says love. And so
Mark.
Matt Oswalt says, who the heck's Matt Oswalt? I don't know.
I don't know
Anyways,
what you're talking about now.
I'm reading it from a site. But he says this sounds like something the Joker would say right before releasing a swarm of killer bees into Gotham. He says, $1 billion idea, an app that you can feed every Trump tweet into it that plays it back in Mark Hamill himself's Joker voice. You're welcome.
There you go.
And then Hamill says, as soon as I figure out how to tweet sound bites, I'd love to. Nobody writes better supervillain dialogue than Trump Putin. And so it says about 7 hours later, Hamill succeeded in his goal and posted the result. And then it's got the Christmas with the Joker picture behind it.
Yeah.
And then he's reading it. And, so he reads the whole line. And he's doing a couple more, too, I think.
Yeah,
But it goes, Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies, and those who have fought me and lost so badly that they just don't know what to do. And then he goes, love. And then he just does the cackle at the end. But, like, it was just, either way, it was hilarious.
It was awesome, yeah.
And then, of course, we have the latest debate of, because CW has been inching its way closer and closer to a Batman possible appearance. And it's been hinted at, and some of the actors are like, blah, 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 I'd love to see Batman. And then they're like, we should get Ben Affleck. And they're like, they'll never get Ben Affleck. It's like, it's two different universes, geniuses.
They should get Will Arnett.
They almost need to get somebody a little bit more gruff. Like, he's been in the game a while, but he'd have to be from, like, Supergirls and, Superman's timeline, not from Arrows.
Well, yeah.
He'd almost...
Yeah,
but at the same time, because, like, they've joked about Gotham, specifically, in Supergirl.
Yeah.
But they've also, like, had Wayne Industries in The Flash.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a toss-up where that could end up. But,
as long as it's not birthed on Arrow, I don't mind if it's birthed on Supergirl or Flash, because like you said, they've mentioned it. But
because Diggle had made a joke about how he'd just love to see Batman and Arrow just throw down.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? And I don't know if this would ever work. I don't think this would ever happen. But seriously, you know who they should really get? I don't know if he can pull off the suit, but the one man that has voiced Batman for 25 years this year is BTAS's 25th anniversary, Kevin Conroy.
He wouldn't fit the role.
Oh, come on!
He would not. No, I love Kevin Conroy,
he could
but
be an older Batman. Come on.
He's a voice actor. He would not fit the CW-ness of Batman. Like, he would have to be a middle-aged actor that's younger. Screen Rant has like a list of like 15 people they think it could be, and I'm going to go down the list, and you're not going to know who half these people are. I'm having a feeling I don't either. Like they got this guy. This is Brant Doherty. Never heard of him.
What's he been in?
Chick flicks.
Okay.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah.
So then they had Tom Welling at number 14.
No. As much as I love Tom Welling, and that would be kind of cool, a nice little reversal of fortune thing there. If they're not going to bring him back as Superman, they're sure as hell not going to bring him back as Batman.
Well, and then they had Wes Bentley.
No clue.
He's been in
Chick flicks,
Interstellar, Hunger Games, American Horror Story. Then there's Tomo Pennicott, who was in Battlestar Galactica, Supernatural, Dollhouse, Continuum.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that. Somebody put Nathan Fillion.
No.
They should have him just be Green Lantern in the show. That just cut to the chase. Just bring Green Lantern in and have him do it. James Badge Dale, never heard of him.
I've heard his name.
From he was in Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
13 Hours, World War Z, CSI, 24. I think he was in like first season of 24.
Yeah. I've heard of him. I just haven't,
yeah. Somebody put Dave Annabelle, never heard of him. He's been on a lot of canceled shows. Aiden Turner, never heard of him. Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of weird names. None of these guys seem to fit the look. They they have Brett Dalton from Agents of Shield.
God.
Grant Ward is on the list at number 4. Uh, he could pull it off, but he looks too. I don't know. I don't think he'd fit it. They have David Boreanaz at number 3,
Yeah.
which I could see that more so than the rest that they've listed so far. Then they got this guy Anson Mount, and then Ian Bailey, who he almost got cast as Batman instead of Christian Bale on The Batman Begins, which is why they have him on it. But he's on Once Upon a Time TV show. I would like to see them bring in Jensen Ackles from
Supernatural.
Yeah, just like I mentioned when the live action stuff was coming.
Yep.
Because honestly, he's already on their payroll, and he could fit that brooding, and like he's got the buff
Yep.
character, and he already doesn't play well with others on that show, so it would kind of make sense.
And that would be another interesting Smallville recap because he used to be Whitley, or not Whitley. He was in the first. He was Lana's boyfriend in the first season of Smallville originally, before he left. Switching gears just a little bit, I'm going to spring this on you. Have you heard of this new TV series from ABC called Big Fan?
No,
You've never heard of? Okay, so
no.
Big Fan, the U.S. TV network ABC announced Big Fan in February 2016. The series is based on a segment on Jimmy Kimmel Live called Who Knows, in which contestant competes against a celebrity of whom he or she is a fan, answering trivia and biographical questions about the star. The half-hour series is hosted by Andy Richter, with Jimmy Kimmel, David Goldberg, and Caroline Baumgart as executive producers. Basically, what it is it's a battle of who to find out who's the biggest fan of whatever people. The 4 episodes they have. First episode, Matthew McConaughey. Second episode, Aaron Rodgers. Third episode, Kim Kardashian West. And the most recent episode is Kristen Bell. It's currently on Hulu, if anyone wants to check.
So, what is the purpose of this show?
It's basically to find out who is their biggest fan.
Who is the biggest fan of the actor?
Of that person that's on the show. Yeah. So each episode is a certain celebrity, and they ask fans the questions, I guess, to find out who is the biggest fan of that person. Sometimes ABC I just have to shake my head because, and this is from Kimmel and Richter, and why are you gonna take a skit from your late night show and make a whole show out of it? That makes no damn sense.
Because it's Kimmel.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
Ew.
So,
yeah, there was a lot of the stuff that I was going to bring up because it's just kind of humorous in of itself.
That Home Alone stuff is just so wrong, though.
The Home Alone thing is hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's hilarious and wrong all at the same time.
So, there was something I was going to bring up too, and I just forgot what the heck it was. But it was important a minute ago, but I don't remember now. I don't know. So yeah, and I guess I'll tell this here. Now we're on this show. My wife and I were going to do that challenge,
right?
On Fit and Ready to Go, and we opted not to because it was disgusting. It was a juice cleanse,
right?
Type thing. It was like a juicing fast type of thing. So you like every meal that you have, it's like juice, of some kind, but you take a juicer and you put the vegetables and the fruit in, and it was the most vile smelling and tasting things I've ever had in my entire life. It gave me a new appreciation for actual food that I have been so picky about. And we were gonna do it. Like I had the video edited. I had the day one edited. We went through the first day. Today was the second day.
Mhm.
We opted not to do this. We're like this is like, and she folded first.
Ah, that's
Because
funny.
it made her ill, like not getting real food. Plus, we also realized how much caffeine we were addicted to.
Mhm.
Um, because the moment we weren't on it, heads throbbing,
Yeah.
brains hurting, non-functional, zombie-like state. Like we were just out. Um, so yeah, it's not been fun um, at all. Um,
I'm
so what are some movies that everybody's looking forward to for 2017? I made a list on alteredgeek.com on the sidebar now that I've fixed the text. Um, and it says coming to theaters in 2017. Um, I of course have Resident Evil listed in the coming next to theaters, so every month I will change that.
right.
I have no idea why the graphics not showing up for that right now. Um, I'll have to fix something with it. But anyways, the Lego Movie comes out in February. I put space between us, which I can't remember what that was. Oh, I think that had to do with that Mars kid. The kid's born on Mars.
Yeah.
Which looked interesting just because of that.
So we got Lego Batman, Logan, Power Rangers.
Logan, Power Rangers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Pirates of the Caribbean, Wonder Woman, Cars 3, Transformers, Spider-Man, War of the Planet of the Apes, Blade Runner, Saw, Thor, Justice League, Star Wars 8, and Jumanji.
I'm not looking forward to Jumanji at all. That'll be something I will not see right away.
I'm looking forward to it just because I want to see what they do.
Yeah, Lego Batman. I've been watching all the trailers for it. Absolutely love it. I don't know if I'll actually see it in theaters, but I'll see it eventually. Um,
The only one I'm going to see in theater out of any of these movies is going to be Star Wars.
yeah,
And Justice League, maybe.
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out this year that I'm interested in, like Cars 3, and I just want to see what the story they're going to create because, as everyone knows, 11 years ago when Cars came out, everybody loved the original Cars, and then when Cars 2 came out, they're like, "Oh, why did you make it about Mater?" And now,
Well,
no, wait,
you know what it's going to be about, right?
yeah, I know. It's
It's going to be like a passing of the torch, kind of like the Doc situation.
yeah, I know.
However, it's going to show that, unlike Doc, that Lightning still has what it takes to play with the
Right. No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, you look at everything Cars has done between three, two, almost three movies. The first movie was pretty much Lightning story and whatever else. The second movie they tried to make Mater the headliner, which I don't mind Cars 2. I actually like Cars 2. I think it's fun. And now Cars,
I like Michael Caine.
yeah, as Finn McMissile. And now Cars 3, they've got this new animation style and they've got this whole new story and whatever else with Lightning, and I'm really, really interested in it. And so yeah, that, and Transformers has just become Transformers at this point. It is what it is. I'm very excited for Justice League. I'm very excited for Star Wars as well.
I think I'm most excited about Star Wars out of that whole list.
Yeah.
But if I had to give them a top 5, my number 1 would be Star Wars. My number 2 would be Justice League. My number 3 would be Wonder Woman. Number 4 would probably be Logan.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5 would probably be Spider-Man, with a close number 6 being like Cars 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the rest of them I'm excited for too, but to lesser extent.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Power Rangers, that's going to be like on Netflix.
Yeah.
Majority of these are going to be Netflix for me because I just don't care enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I would be curious to see what people's top 5 movies are for the year that are coming out. Because honestly, this is what hit my main radar.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that there aren't other things that will. I've been watching a lot more documentaries lately.
Right.
So I mean that's been kind of something interesting to me too lately. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'd just be curious.
Absolutely. So let us know on that, folks. Anything else you want to bring up before we get the flock out of here?
Oh, I think that's about it. We're clocking in right here at about the 1 hour mark, and I think we've done pretty well.
Awesome.
So, until next time, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks.
Analog is sold 5 terabytes ago. Come inside this digital domain. We can all be heroes in a world of ones and zeros. We'll leave behind the boring and mundane. Don't be the bug in my system, or else we're gonna crash and fall. Yeah, let's go digital. Yeah, let's go digital. Yeah, let's go digital. Yeah, let's go digital. Virtual is so the only way to go. Cyberspace is really quite a trip. When you switch your mode to raw binary code, we'll run amok inside a microchip. Don't be the bug in my system.